Get ready for the Big Chat SK PASHA every Wednesday between 1 and 2 p.m. This is Bogan Man Radio.
Again, we've already spoken about, the teams. I just want to get this out of the way in regards to the World Cup. For you, is there a certain team or player that has really impressed you, particularly focusing more on the top 8? And of course, we saw what happened last night with Ronaldo starting off the bench. But for you, any certain team or player that has really impressed you, and you think, possibly might be moving in the summer or maybe January transfer window?
There's only one player that I've seen. He has done well. I forgot his name, but he's the striker of Holland. Yeah, I think he's playing for PSV. I think.
Is it Kakbo? Is it Kakbo?
I don't know his name.
Okay.
Yeah, because but I see he scored vital goals for Holland. Yeah. And I heard that there's rumors that Manchester United want to sign him. Since they've released Cristiano, so they might want to beef up. Yeah. Besides that, all the players, players who have played the World Cup, they know the importance of this prestige tournament. Yeah. So they always, step up. So all the players that I think it's their first appearance, or countries that I believe that this their second appearance since football was invented, they've done quite fairly, Yeah. But nonetheless, all the big players, they've stepped up. Your Messi, besides the controversy behind Cristiano, he's always doing good. Yeah. You can name them. Your Bruno Fernandes, they've stepped up. Kylian Mbappe, yes. Oliver Giroud is the all-time leading goal scorer of France.
Rafinha as well for Brazil.
Yeah. So they've done well. Also, Neymar coming back from injury and motivating and inspiring his team to win 4-1 now. Yeah. Against was it against?
I think when they qualified for the last 8.
It was against Japan. South Korea. Sorry.
Yes.
So they've done well. So now it's gonna be more tighter, more teams with more stars. We'll see who's gonna come up on top.
Yeah. Finally, before we leave, let's bring it back home. South Africa, not at the World Cup, not at the previous World Cup as well, not at the 2014 World Cup as well. I think we've missed 3 editions, counting this one. Well, we were
in a row.
Yeah, we've been hosting it because that's how we qualified in 2010.
Of course.
This is a huge disappointment for South African football, particularly if you are wanting to progress. I mean, you've spoken about Morocco briefly as well. What is the problem? Why are we not qualifying for these global showpieces? I mean, as well, earlier in the year, we also missed out on AFCON that was held out in Cameroon. This is bitterly disappointing, Dino.
To be honest, it's not disappointing, I think. Yeah. It's embarrassing. Yeah. I think using the word disappointment is an understatement. It's embarrassing. I don't want to blame the players. I don't want to blame the technical team, but it starts with the management. You cannot. The management of SAFA. Yeah. That the core foundation of what needs to happen into the national team. Yep. Okay, they've been doing well, but who's the president of women's football? I think that lady, I forgot her name. Yeah. She was the owner of Santos.
Chiklas.
Yeah, I think. Yes. I think she's the one. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's done well for the women's football. So why the president or people who run in the men's football in South Africa don't go to and ask that lady for advice? Yeah. Our so-called leaders, they don't travel, off season to go to Europe to visit other, federations. Whether it's Germany, whether it's Spain, whether it's Brazil, whether it's North Africa or South Eastern Africa, to learn what are they doing right. So for us, we always blame the players, but sometimes, as I said, players sometimes they are motivated by money. But can you believe? I stand now to say, can you believe that the monies that were being the compensation money that were paid for, that are bonuses for the players in Bafana, for the past 10 years, it's been the same. It's been the same. So how is that possible?
Yeah.
That you playing Nigeria against South Africa, Nigeria, and it's a friendly game. Nigeria, for player being called up, is gonna earn $5,000. But South Africa, for winning that game or for you to win that game, probably you're gonna get but half of that money to win. If you don't win that game, you get fuck all. You get my point?
Yeah.
So for me, let's leave the money outside of the box. There are a lot of things that a lot of people, they're not doing right. Look, Cameroon brought Samuel Eto'o because Samuel Eto'o played football.
Yeah.
He knows, he can relate with the players in terms of traveling, in terms of players communication with their own respective teams.
Yeah.
You know, he knows the fundamentals and the insights of football.
Exactly.
You know, of also being an ex-professional player.
Yeah.
We have Lucas Radebe. Why we sidelining him? We have professional players, ex-professional players, legends. Dr. Kumalos. I'm not saying they must be coaches, but they must be advisors. They must be there to help. You know, but they're not doing that. Why?
Yeah.
So there's something that's happening that it's either we don't want to talk about or we are scared to talk about. You know. So for me, it's boring to be talking every time about Bafana because when we speak about Bafana, they look at the players. No, man, it's unfair.
Yeah,
it's unfair. There's no player who will go to the pitch and say I'm going to lose. But like for example, if you have a flower, you plant a flower now, and it dies. Do you blame the flower, or do you check the soil, or do you check the humidity in the room, or what?
Yeah.
So
it's a combination of things.
Yeah. So it might be effects that the flower died because the soil was not good or was not watered, or the air inside the room where you placed your flower is not conducive. It's not conducive for the flower.
Yeah.
So we as players, we are flowers. So the environment of the players is not conducive for the players to perform the way they want to.
Absolutely.
So you know, this statement it hurt me, you know, because I was inside, you know, I was inside and I know what's happening inside, you know. But as I said, I don't care who thinks what. But at the end of the day, the management, the people, the leadership who run SAFA, they need to look themselves in the mirror and think that every time they put the blame to the players or coaches who are being changed every second term or every year, they change coaches, and we run the media or to say that this coach is bad, this coach is not good. Why?
And you know much more better than me in regards to I also play the game, unfortunately, at junior level, never made it pro, but this thing of changing coaching, it doesn't really help anyone. I mean, a coach comes in, he's got his own, philosophy or ways of doing things. You change him after a couple of a season or so, and then we go back to another one which is different. I think you've got a very, very solid point there, and it's saddening, and hopefully, and I see how emotional it gets to you because you've been there, you've seen the problems, but there's no changes. So hopefully, someone at SAFA is listening to us, and we can really, change the situation.
Before I go anywhere,
yeah.
Well, Clive won the World Cup when the Africa Cup
96.
96.
Yeah.
And after that, Bafana qualified for 98.
Yeah, 98.
Who was the coach? I think it was a foreign coach.
Was it? I think didn't they take Jomo?
No, Jomo 2002.
Oh, okay, yeah. in Japan.
That's Trotter, some French guy, I think. No.
Carlos Queiroz was 2010.
Yeah, no.
What is his name?
It was a French guy, I think.
Oh yes. Okay, I'll just check to confirm. Yeah. Yes, it was the French guy. Yeah.
You know the story behind why they sacked?
Is it Philippe Troussier?
Philippe Troussier, I think.
Yeah.
So there was a story. I think there was a story that was written on the media recently about how it happened that they sacked Clive to take this guy Philippe. I don't know how true it is, but it shows that one of our own won the African Cup of Nation, and we qualify for the World Cup. You change someone and bring someone else. Why? So there are a lot of things that I'm saying that the thing of the coaching, we don't have. We know how we want to. We our own talent as South Africa. We know our own identity, but we're not playing our own football.
Yeah,
we don't play our own football. I cannot even tell you when was the last time I see South Africa play football or Bafana Bafana play football. It's boring now. I don't even see if you say Bafana Bafana play against Mozambique. I don't know who.
Yeah, recently yes, and I think they drew 1-1. Yeah,
I never watched the game. I didn't.
Nothing.
I didn't watch the game. Not because of I don't want to. I want to, but because I don't know what kind of football we're playing. And I'm not saying because of I'm not there.
Yeah.
Also, when I was there, it's still the same. So we keep on changing coaches. Even though I might say, I think we qualified. We went to AFCON with Sheikh Mashaba, no?
Yeah.
He made us qualify.
Yes.
He's what? He's a foreign coach.
South African.
Okay. After that we got who? A foreign coach, huh?
Yeah.
After him.
Yeah.
Did we qualify?
No.
After that we got another foreign coach. Did you qualify?
No.
Okay. The last time we qualified and won with AFCON, it's with
Clive Parker, one of our own.
We went to the Olympics with who?
I think it was Shakes.
With under 23.
It was Shakes, I think.
It's Shakes or Steve Compella. You understand?
Yeah.
So
your own.
Yeah. So you see the chain that has been happening of local coaches being able to qualify or could take the team, whether it's from under 17. We went to the World Cup under 20.
Yeah.
With what? With who? Saramele Tswaka.
Yes.
We finished the semi-finals of third at the African African Championship for the under 20s.
Yeah.
So for that we qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah.
With Saramele Tswaka.
Yeah, that was you speaking of 2009.
Yeah, 2009. Yes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic squad.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you can see that. You can see everything that you have seen. We qualified with local coaches. There's no foreign coach. I don't believe there's foreign coach that has taken us to qualify for any respective tournament. So what does that mean?
Yeah. But this is quite interesting. Why are we still dragging our feet and still bringing foreign coaches? I'll try to connect now and also play the clip. Peter Msimani, once again, when I spoke to him, he said to me that these foreign coaches, before coming to South Africa, when they are being appointed, they must show us what is it that they've won in their own country for them to come and coach in South.
For example, Coach Pito, how he has won so much. He's one of the best coaches that we have in the country at the moment.
Yeah.
And his CV it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's difficult for him to go coach in Europe. A simple championship in England, it's difficult for him to coach. And to be honest, championship have how many teams? Maybe 22 teams?
Yeah.
Championship, probably there is 1 or 3 foreign coaches there. All of them, they are English. Because they don't want to lose the identity of their own football.
English football, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to lose that. So it's hurtful that we bring all these foreign coaches to South Africa for what? Probably maybe there are agents who are taking money, or someone is cleaning money, or someone is chopping the money with the foreign coach.
It is 20 minutes after 1 o'clock. We are speaking to Dino Ndlovu. A very emotional and heated interview, to be quite honest. I think it's not an interview, it's more of a conversation with him, in regards to foreign coaches. And of course, he's got a very, very solid point because we've not been progressing over the last couple of years with foreign coaches. And Peter Msimani has spoken about it, that, we've got to believe in our own. And hopefully SAFA is really, really listening to this conversation, and they can try to believe in South African coaches, because I mean, not qualifying for AFCON, not qualifying for the World Cup has really been, quite saddening and disappointing, to say the least. But we are going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll continue with Dino Ndlovu, the man that has done a lot. He's also won the shirts of Bafana Bafana. I think he's got 8 or 10 caps with them. Scored a couple of goals as well. Played in Europe, played in the European Champions League as well. This is a man who knows what he's speaking about. But quite saddening that what is happening out at SAFA in regards to the continuous appointment of foreign coaches is quite sad. But we take a short break. We're back after this. You're still tuned in to The Big Chat with myself, SK PASHA. We are in conversation with Dino Ndlovu, the second part after a lovely chat that we had a couple of weeks ago. And just before that, we were just speaking passionately about the ill progress of South African football, particularly Bafana Bafana. And off air, we're also speaking about when was the last time we saw under 17s playing football, under 20s playing football. I mean, I also wore the shirts of under 17, and that is a while back. But after that, it's been quite difficult to watch these guys play, and that's where we should be breeding these superstars. But I want us to move on. Dino, I think now back to your career. I want us, people don't understand what happens when you play football on a match day. I want us to possibly take us through a Champions League night, possibly from the day of camp, a day before. What actually happens? I just want our listeners to understand what happens in the background of being a footballer, particularly on a big night like a Champions League, which you've played up against a huge side in Atletico Madrid. So maybe just 24 hours before match day, you guys camp. What exactly happens?
The second leg of Atletico Madrid, I didn't play that game because of the red card.
Yep.
But the first leg, I remember we came back from losing against Chelsea. So we played away Chelsea, and our home game was Atletico Madrid. So for me, basically, already I just, the anxiety that I had against Chelsea, it was already went off.
Yeah.
So I was building up from the confidence that I had, seeing the stats of the game against Chelsea, even if we lost, but the positive feedback I got from the players and the coach of Chelsea at that time is Antonio Conte. It gave me that kind of confidence and boost, going to the second game, and for me, honestly speaking, I think player to player we're different.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I don't think so much about the game until the game when we go into the stadium. That's when I think about the game.
Okay.
But I don't think
before the game.
I don't think about anything else.
Okay.
So I just be normal, speak with my family.
Yeah.
Play with the guys, maybe in the camp, PlayStation, or just have a chat in the room. But nonetheless, there is nothing more, traditional that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's just a normal game until I'm stepping into the bus, going to the game. That's when I switch on to say, yeah, we play against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
So also, as I said, the game of Chelsea was more, scary because we're playing against a big club and we're playing away in Stamford Bridge, a nice stadium but small.
Yeah.
Because the fans are close to the
pitch.
touch line.
Yes.
So you hear everything what they're saying. But with our own stadium, when we play in our Olympia Stadium, it's big. It was almost full.
Yeah.
And when you play in front of your fans, you've got that more motivation. The guys were more amped up, and from there, I think we had one of the best games in our group stage.
Yeah.
Against Atletico Madrid. Both games we drew.
Yeah.
But I feel that both games we could have won. I don't want to also be controversial because you once said you want to ask me about the second yellow card and stuff.
Yep.
If you can watch that clip of that game,
yep,
the second booking was supposed to be a penalty, but it was not a penalty, and it was 88 minutes.
Oh, so you were remonstrating and they gave you a yellow card?
I got a yellow card first half.
Okay.
Yeah, first half.
Yep.
I think 5 minutes before the end of the first half.
Yep.
Then the second yellow card was, the referee gave me a second yellow card saying that I was diving inside the penalty box. So that's a second booking. Oh. But if you can watch the clip,
yep,
you can see that that's not diving.
That was a penalty.
It's 100% penalty.
I myself, when I watched the Champions League at home, the goosebumps when the Champions League song plays. You are there, Dino. I mean, I'm not going to say... Pep Guardiola a couple of years ago said, football is much better than making love. The Champions League song, Dino, for you, does it erect any emotions? What goes through your mind when you hear that the Champions League song and you are in there? You are about to play this match. Just take us through the emotions.
Oh, it's let alone the magnitude of the tournament and the game. The song, I think the song is just a reminder of where you are. Not everybody has a chance to play Champions League.
Absolutely.
Everyone can play in Europe, but not everyone can have the chance to play Champions League. Irrespective, you get knocked out in the first round or what. But, as I said before, players that you use to play in PlayStation, you rub shoulders against. For me, I always had this, arrogant, face every time when we played home.
Yeah.
I always had that arrogant face every time. Not because of anything else. But because of I knew that you came to our home ground,
Yeah.
and you have to feel it. I'm not gonna come here and smile with you after the game. I don't care if you're Antonio Griezmann or you are.
I'm also big here.
Yeah, I'm also big in this country, so you have to feel it, and you have to feel it when you step out for warm up. You step off the pitch that I'm big also here. You understand? As much as they make us feel the same way when we go to their own
home grounds. But then, sorry to interject you. I mean, that mentality that you have now, that you're also big, and of course you are, in South African football and out when you're playing in Karabakh. How do you get that mentality? Is it something that you're born with, or is it because over time you play in different countries, you play in different leagues, you play in the Champions League? I mean, you can't play Champions League if you're a bad player. How did you get that arrogance, that confidence that I'm also a very good player here?
As I said, it's about personality. I think I said before on Marawa show that I feel that a lot of coaches locally, they don't want to give me a call, or they don't want to sit in the same table with me because of the personality. Because they want players out of respect, all due respect to them, but they want players that they can control. They want players that say, if I'm saying jump, you must ask how high. So for me, if you say jump, what's the reason for me to jump? I'm not saying I'm not going to jump, but what's the reason? Give me a good reason for it. So I'm going to ask you questions before I do what you're asking me. So the personality, I've built this personality because I saw when I left the country for the first time, 2011, that you're on your own. If you're not going to tell yourself that you're good, nobody else is going to tell you you're good. Especially in a foreign country. You must understand in the other country.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
If you're not going to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're good, nobody else will tell you you're good. So that personality and that ego, and it comes, and the more you tell yourself that, the positive energy, it oozes. It oozes off from you, and you can see it in the pitch. So for me, it's never been a matter of being arrogant. It's a matter of being or seeing that, if you don't tell yourself that you are this person, then you're not going to be that person. So that's me. That's been me all along.
And you are now touching on something that I also wanted to speak to you about. That's in regards to maybe the less of calls that you've received. Do you think that it's solely that? Do you think it's solely because of the personality you have, or also think, the perception that Dino Ndlovu, man? Do you think it's a combination of both?
So that's what I'm saying. It's their problem. So it's their problem.
Does it affect you?
No, it doesn't. You will see January I'm going to leave. You will see.
Back to Europe again?
Yeah, January I'm going to leave. You will see. I could have left. But the reason why I stayed is because I thought that there might something come up on the table from home. But you hear all the rumors from this one. Everyone just, circulating all these false rumors or rumors that are there, or where they come from, you don't know. So, to be honest, I thought something would come up in SA, not because of I was desperate, but because of I felt that it was the time for me to be at home, be with my family, because I've lost so much time to be with my kids, and to attend all this award ceremony for your kids, attending my wife's graduation ceremony. So all these moments, I've missed them so much. So I took this decision to be here, and I wanted to be here because my daughter the other month asked me, Daddy, are you gonna stay here for good? And I said, why are you asking me that? She said, because I want you to be here for good. And I said, so those moments, I could have left. I could have went to Japan. I didn't go to Japan. And I had an interest in black and white. I didn't go to Japan. But I thought that something would come up here. But as I said, for me, it doesn't make any difference. I respect every club in our local league. And at the end of the day, it depends what you want to do and how you want to do it. But 100% I'm going to leave January.
The Culling Black Label Cup a couple of weeks ago, it played. There's a press conference, and I was able to attend it. I spoke to Coach Athazwani. I told him one of the strikers is free, Dino Ndlovu. He spoke glowingly of you. Your left foot, the way that you hold up play, bringing midfielders into play as well. You can play with back to front, either or. And he loves you. the Kaizer Chiefs fans as well, they've been bombarding me with questions, a lot of questions on Twitter, sending me questions, and I think it's quite right for me to ask, has there been any interest, officially or otherwise, from the Bafana Bafana boys, Kaizer Chiefs?
I said it before, there's never been any contact. And I said that who would say no if one of the big three in South Africa would come or wouldn't open the door to listen? Because I said I don't close any bridge and I will never burn any bridge for anybody. But who would say no if Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs or Sundowns or SuperSport, but that matter, comes and wants to have a conversation of, wanting to sign you, I said there's been rumors about Kaizer Chiefs, but there's never been any formal approach from their side. You understand? Most probably they wanted to, but maybe there is someone who doesn't want to, who's got the key to do that thing to happen.
Yep.
So there's never been any formal approach.
But does it? I mean, finally, just before we leave on this transfer issue, does it? I mean, here you are, you've spoken about, and that should be very emotional when your daughter says, Dad, please try to stay home forever. Does it sadden you that there's this perception about you that Dino is expensive, Dino is this or that? Does it really sadden you without people actually coming to you and saying?
It does actually. It does actually, because people have this perception because I have this. I've worked hard for my things. I didn't get anything in a silver platter. I've been written off for so much times, and I've went out of my comfort zone and box to achieve and get what I want. I know what I deserve, but I'm not gonna be ridiculous in terms of the market. The European market and the European economy or inflation is not the same as South Africa. I need to be reasonable. I need to be realistic. So when I negotiate and speak with local teams, I'm not gonna. The problem is expensive. Who told you that I'm expensive? Did I ever say that I'm expensive? I've never said that. If you came to me and I said this much, or you sent a formal interest and you offering this much, and I say no, I want this much, and it's beyond your budget, then you can say I'm expensive. But I've never said that. Nobody has ever said anything or sent any formal approach. So it's like you seeing a beautiful girl. It's like, woman. No, you are scared. You understand? We kwala. That's the thing. Amakwala abantu labakhuluma ukuthi mina ngi-expensive. Bayasaba ukungishela. Phela lapho.
It's official. He said it. Exclusively here on the Big Chat with myself, SK PASHA. Dino Ndlovu has not gotten any official offer from Kaizer Chiefs or any other club, and is prepared to leave. He's prepared to leave the country to continue realizing his dream of being a footballer at the highest level, because there's no official interest from clubs in South African football. And it's also sad because, what your daughter said to you, I think it also, touches me, because Dino, at the age that you are, it's not only about signing for the club, but the players learning from you, the youngsters, having a chat with them after training sessions that, this is how we do it. I've been at the national team, I've played Champions League football, but that's the situation in South Africa. I want to take you back to a couple of days ago. Beautiful moment. Your lovely wife Felicia graduating. How great was it for you to be there in person? You've missed these moments. What did that mean for you?
For me, it's not a matter of I've missed those moments. Is that what it meant to her and me making it a reality? It's something that touches me. Because my wife was supposed to graduate probably 2011. But she couldn't because she was pregnant with our firstborn. So after she gave birth, she tried to continue, but she never did, because she was on her third year, but she never graduated. So what happened was, when our daughter was born, I think she lost contact, because she was studying through NSFAS. So I don't know what happened there. So after I went abroad, so I started to push her to do other things, like building business and stuff like that. So she became more focused on the business side and more focused on family, on us building a family. So that has been altering with her, or with her moving forward in terms of the graduation. So 4 or 5 years after, tried to go to University of Northwest in Vaal, tried to find out about finishing off the graduate course.
Yeah.
And they were saying like, no, the curriculum is changed, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So if she has to do, what did he said? She has to do a full year of not online like class.
Or attending.
Attending. She has to attend for a year.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
Attended in class so that she can finish. Because they saw her grades and everything in university statements and everything, and they said no, she needs to finish a full year attending class. But she didn't have that time.
Yeah.
Understand? So eventually she got introduced to another college. It's specifically for psychological teachers.
Yeah.
And she was introduced. So she's been doing that for the past 2 years, during COVID until now, and she finished. So it's a dream come true, because I know for the past 10, 11 years, she's been going up and down trying to find a best suitable school that will accredit her for the durations that she did in university.
Yep.
Because you cannot throw that away.
Yeah.
Because already you've got statement of first year, second year, and third year. Just because you didn't finish the third year fully doesn't mean that you are forgotten out of the system.
Yep.
So she was all this years she's been trying to go, going up and down. She found other schools, but they've been saying no, you need to come fully to attend class. So eventually she did find a school that helped her to realize her dream, and for me it was a good moment, and I saw that how much it meant to her. Yeah.
And I seeing to the point where you are now, what you've done, what you've achieved, the great things that you've done in football, the businesses that you have. You've started these things with this woman, and you guys are still together.
Yeah.
When you see her and look at her, that this woman stuck by me when things were absolutely difficult, and here we are now, top of the mountain, beautiful kids. What does that mean for you? Because people get finished articles in modern day in regards to, if you're already here, but you've done it when you had humble beginnings. How important was that for you, and that you also still with her and still supporting her?
Look, for me, it's a basic knowledge. I'm not gonna say this because I'm a marriage guru or I'm a relationship guru.
Yeah.
But you need to ask. I always ask myself two things. And I said it before. I think I said it in Marao. I said it on Bogart show. I said, all the women that wants to associate themselves with me, or who wants to be around my space, do they want to know Dino Ndlovu, the football player, or they want to know Dino Ndlovu as a normal person?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So my wife knew me before even there was football. She knew me when I was playing one pale koskolo, with friends.
Yeah.
She used to give me, half of her, lunch box. So why would I forget someone like that? I'm not saying that it's all gloomy, everything is nice.
Yeah.
We have got our ups and downs, but it's something that we work on regularly. We remind each other why we're here. We go through this, trying times when the devil tries to knock on your door, and you open and you see the devil with your own two eyes, and wants to demolish what you have built with your own family. So you need to also remind yourself that you need to kneel down and pray. There's nothing stronger than God. So a relationship or a marriage is not easy, but it takes two people who are willing to work and remind each other to love each other over and over again. Because you can love someone, but the spark and the chemistry, sometimes it wears off.
Yes.
But you need to try, and especially when there's kids involved.
Yeah.
You always need to remind your wife that she's beautiful. She also needs to reassure you that you in these trying times, especially when COVID hit everyone, a lot of men lost their manlyhood in the house because they don't have
no salary
and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have a wife that can say, look, you're doing well, and we appreciate you, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and saying that no, my marriage is good, but it goes back to knowing where you come from, and knowing that when things hit the fan, you need to pray, but remind each other that where you come from. So it doesn't basically mean that when you had 1 rand, now you have 100 rands. It has to change the complexion of how you used to love each other, how you used to see her, or she used to make you feel. You know. So for me, that's the most fundamental thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Dino Ndlovu, 15 minutes before 2 o'clock. He's here with us. I mean, a fantastic gentleman as well. Also, just giving us tips in regards to, Rona Varasera Palloang, man. Maybe by the inbox, Utava Romela Mun. Back to football. I just want to get the insights in regards to which coach for you was the best and why. Can be both in Europe or here in South Africa.
I'll pick from South Africa. I'll pick Rulani.
Okay.
Reason being, he's the one who scouted me.
Okay.
And he's gonna change the face of football in South Africa. Like, you haven't seen anything yet. Like,
this is,
a lot of people haven't seen anything yet.
From Coach Rulani.
Yeah, he's still young. He's not even yet 40.
Yeah.
He's gonna change the face and complexion of South African football. I always see people, they saying that Rulani wants to be like Pep Guardiola. Why a footballer has, like, they ask me, Dino, who's your idol? And I say, for example, Samuel Eto'o or Didier Drogba or Benny McCarthy, and people, they never say, hey, Dino, you want to be like Benny McCarthy. Why Pep? Why Rulani, when he does or has same similarities of things he does on the touchline, like the same as Pep, they say he wants to be like Pep. So why is there's nothing wrong with that, So if it's something that he look up to
and idolizes,
let it be. But for me, he's from what I'm seeing from far, I follow what he's every time on his pre-match interviews or after game interviews, and also now in the World Cup, Supersport. I watch all his analysis. You could see that there's so much that he wants to speak, but he's because he can use big words of English, but he wants to say so much, but he doesn't know how to say it because he's got he's got words that probably other South African people or even me wouldn't understand. So Rolando will be the first one. The second one, it will be the coach from Karabakh, Coach Kurbanov.
Yep.
The reason why is because I remember I had a conversation with him. When he signed me, he said, Dino, when I saw you, I saw myself in you.
Yeah.
And I said, why? He said, when I left Azerbaijan, I was a football player. When I left Azerbaijan, when I was a footballer, I left here as nobody. I went to play in Russia. I played for big clubs. I scored so many goals in Russia. I scored so much goals in the national team of Azerbaijan, and I've made a lot of money. But you know what the problem? I came back to Azerbaijan without nothing. I came with zero, with nothing. So he said, you've got for now that time, because now he's Islam.
Yeah.
That time, because Azeri people, they Russian Islamic.
Yes.
So that time he didn't follow so much of Islamic religion that much. He's Russian, but he didn't follow that much. He said, when I came back to Azerbaijan, I started to follow the religion so much, the culture and everything, and I started to understand that this is how you're supposed to live. So I'm giving you an advice now. You've got the same taste, similarity, style of play, and you speak, you walk the same as me. And I'm not gonna tell you my story, you're gonna do the same thing I did.
Yeah.
And I respected him that much. He's a coach who's way more strict than any coach I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He demands so much, not only in on the pitch. He demands so much out of the pitch also. What you watch, what you sleep, how you sleep, who you speak to, how you speak to other people, how you dress. He doesn't want players. You must come into the pitch, into the training session or to the training facility.
Yeah.
Tucked in. You don't come here loosely. Like,
yeah,
if
you're
wearing
discipline that he
discipline, He doesn't want flops. You don't come to training with flops. Whether it's hot, you don't come with flops. Don't go to the kitchen with flops.
So basically, Dino, what you're saying is that he's teaching you that this is a workplace.
Yeah. You must dress up.
And
I'm not saying dress up in terms of brands and stuff.
No, Mara,
Hi. So he said, the more you respect your workplace, it will respect you back.
Yeah.
You know, what you put in to the world, it'll give
Return
it back. You know, so as much I used to say to him, he's like a dictator. You know, he's teaching us, or he's controlling us like we're in the army, base. But at the end of the day, I appreciate what he did and how he did everything to help us grow, not only as football players but as human beings. Because I know a lot of players that has played under him and they're retired. They still have a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
Like I can just fly now and go to Azerbaijan and go watch Karabakh game or give him a call. The door is always open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the second coach. The third coach that I have a good relationship with is Serge Barwan. He's now the Barcelona B coach. He used to be my coach in China.
Yeah.
He's the one who brought me in China. Technically, in football,
yeah,
he taught me so much. And there's a lot of things that, because at that time I had the courage, because I rubbed shoulders. I played the biggest tournament ever, Champions League, went to China. When I went to China, I could relate and speak to him in terms of football and ask him questions, because he was a coach who used different tactics every time, and I used to ask him why. This game we play 4-3-3, this next game 4-5-1.
So was it a case of the opposition, or was it because he saw that maybe this game requires this formation?
Yes, like that. That's why I said to him, are you a coach of different mythology or what? He said, look, when he came to China, he understood that, Chinese kung fu masters, there's this one who's fighting, who's using this, but there's this one who add up everything. So I didn't want to be a coach that's stagnant into one formation or one mythology, that if I cannot break down my opponents, or my opponents learn, or because opponents watch, they analyze games and they watch opponents and stuff. So if they could learn how I play, then it becomes a problem. So they must ask themselves which formation I'm gonna come and play with, and I want to master all of them.
Yeah,
I don't want to say because I'm Spanish, because Spain, our philosophy is 4-3-3.
Yeah.
But I want to. That's why they sacked the coach, Victor Valdez.
Yes.
Victor Valdez was the goalkeeper of Barcelona. They brought him to be the coach of under 19.
Yes. Yes.
And he was playing 4-4-2 or 4-5-1.
Yeah.
And they sacked him because they saying he's changing the
methodology of Barcelona.
The identity. They sacked him because of that, not because he was not winning, but because when Barcelona they play 4-3-3.
And I mean, this is beautiful, because it means from the under 10s. It's 4-3-3
until to the first team, so you're not gonna struggle.
Moving on, best player. Let's take it to South Africa now. Best player that you've played with. I'm sure maybe in the national team, or you've been to a couple of clubs in the PSL. Which best player for you was?
I've got few, eh?
Okay, but can you top three? Can you
top three? The first one will be Tulane Serrero. Second one will be Mshishi. The third one will be, I think, between George Maluleka or Kennedy Rasmus.
Yeah.
For me, those are my best players that I've played with.
So the first two, Serrero, Mshishi, is it because never PASHA Kora?
I think, to be honest, I think they're in the same level. I believe that if Mshishi would have gotten a chance or grew in the system of playing for academies as Tulane did, he would have been turned out to be amazing. Because Tulane, left South Africa at a really young age. He did well for Ajax Cape Town.
Amsterdam as well.
I never knew before he went to Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax Cape Town. He was playing for SuperSport. You know that?
The academy.
Yeah, he was in SuperSport.
Oh,
I never know that. He told me that. I never knew.
Oh goodness.
He was with SuperSport. Yeah. He told me that. He said I was with SuperSport, but I don't know what happened. And he moved to Ajax Cape Town for the reserve team. No, I think he started before reserve team. He started at the under 19s and went reserve team and went abroad. But I believe that if Mshishi got the same opportunity, but that's what they're saying. In football, there are players that are meant to, shine in a certain, way or certain in league. So I think Mshishi was meant to shine here in South Africa, the same as our legendary Tukumadiso did.
Yeah.
He's got the opportunity to go Europe, but never happened. But we always question, saying that why it never happened. God knows, everything happens for a reason. Why God never allowed it to happen for you to go to abroad. So yeah.
And now I think we are 4 minutes before we close. It's just the best teammate you've spoken about. Dino, please, I think now you have to be honest. When you decided to go into business, did you one day think that it'll take care of you as it is now?
Of course. I went to business because my wife came with the idea. Because already I had the love for property, but property is a long-term thing. But we wanted to look at other avenues that will be a day-to-day thing for us. So my wife came up with a few ideas and proposals, and we started from there. But for me, of course, it was something that will one day be able to feed my family. But it goes back to appreciate what football has done for me. But not everyone wants to be coach, as I said.
People
ask me,
yourself, do you see yourself?
I don't know. I don't to be honest, I still have the love for football, but it's more deep rooted than being a coach. Because a coach is the same thing as being a football player. Anything is not guaranteed. I want to own a football club one day. But which level, I don't know. But I want to start as maybe SAB. I don't know.
Africa,
no, to go step by step.
Okay.
Because I feel that there's talent in Northwest, and now it's been disregarded. For what reasons, I don't know. But there's not tournaments for kids now. We used to have Chappies Little League, we used to have Bibo,
Coca-Cola League as well.
We used to have Transnet, provincial tournaments, Coca-Cola provincial tournaments. We don't have that anymore. Why? Those things take me back when I have kids that I bump into in the streets back at home. They ask me which tournaments you used to play. There's no tournaments anymore. We do our own tournaments. It's fine. We do our own tournaments, but do they have the same capacity and structure than those big corporate companies that come and do those tournaments? So for me, I don't see myself being a coach. I'm not saying I cannot be the coach, but I don't see myself. Probably if an agent, football agent, sports director, or own a football team. That's my dream. Most probably I'll be like I'll be like Joma. I'll have my own team and play in it.
Also drive the bus.
And drive the bus also.
There's a quiz here that I just decided to really people to also get to know you. First one, Lamborghini or Ferrari?
Lamborghini.
And Unalio.
I don't have a Lamborghini.
World Cup or Olympics?
I say World Cup.
World Cup. It's the ultimate, yeah?
Yeah?
It's the ultimate.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Messi.
Why?
The reason because I will refer. Tico once said it. What Cristiano can do, anyone else can do.
Yeah.
You can go to the gym, look good. There's
abs. Yeah.
You need dedication, discipline to be an ultimate athlete as Cristiano is. Cristiano learned how to jump. Anyone can learn how to jump. You can use elastics and
to leap and
to know how to jump that high.
Yeah.
What Cristiano is doing, anybody else can do it as long as you are dedicated and disciplined, and determined. You can do that.
Yeah.
But with Messi, he was born with it. There's kids that you went to school with. This boy doesn't study so much, but he knows so much.
Yeah.
They were born with that.
Yeah.
So Messi, he was born with that in him. If you can track how Cristiano used to play when he was Manchester United, when he was a young teenager.
Yeah.
And now, you can see growth in terms of his physique.
Yes.
In terms of
improvement
in how he jump. But he cannot dribble anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see that he gradually, became an athlete that he wanted to be. But Messi, he's always been like this. He looks like a retarded boy from across the street or somewhere. He looks like some boy you can find in a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
He was born with it. He doesn't try so much. Because I remember when also taking back the coach Serge Barjuan, I used to ask him also about Messi. He said Messi doesn't go to train and free kicks. Never.
It's natural for him.
Yeah. Messi, when they, preseason, he hated preseason. Go to the gym. He hated to go to the gym.
Yeah.
He wanted to always be with the ball.
Yeah.
But Cristiano is the one you can see, he likes the gym. That one. He drinks powder. That one. He goes to the gym. So that's why I like Messi, because with Messi, it's something that you can do with a joystick and the PlayStation. He does unbelievable things. Credit also has to be to Cristiano, because he's been consistent and he went toe to toe with him. It's something that it's never been seen before.
Yep.
But for me, Messi he's amazing.
Yeah.
I think he's a playmaker, he's a scorer, he's a free kick taker, assist. He does everything.
Team play as well.
For now, look, Cristiano is 37, Messi is 35. What Cristiano can do now? He can only score.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can do. If he doesn't score, he gets frustrated.
Yes.
And if he doesn't have players who can pass him to score, he becomes frustrated more.
Yeah.
So Messi does now you see the level of who's better, but who was born with it.
Yeah.
They're both extraordinary players.
Yes.
But you can see which one who can do it better.
Yeah.
Messi now, he scores, he assists. Cristiano cannot assist. He cannot even assist himself to even score the goal.
Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah?
Sadio Mane.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Paris or Maldives?
Paris.
You've been there?
Both.
I must create another one, man. Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs?
Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah?
Kaizer Chiefs.
Aliou Cisse or Pitso Msimane?
Pitso Msimane.
Wine or champagne?
Wine.
Do you know that's that? Before we close, the gentleman sitting opposite you, the first time I had an interview with you, I posted it. He saw it late. He called me midnight and he said, why did I do that to him? He's a guy that looks up to you. He loves you. He appreciates you. When I posted it yesterday as well, he was almost in tears. So I'm just going to give him this opportunity. I think he can also speak in isiZulu, just to say to you what you've achieved, what you've done. Dino, you are an absolute inspiration to me, myself as well, with what you've done. But I just want to give Sizwe an opportunity to really to express himself. Yeah, just closer to the mic and off you go.
Firstly, I will say thank you to you, Karabo, for giving this opportunity to come to see Dino. On air, I won't say much, but I think when we're done here, I will speak to you. The way I appreciate you, the way I admire you, sir. Yeah, but on air, I won't say much, but we'll talk when we are done here. Thanks.
It's very emotional,
It is, It is because this is why we in the sport sometimes, to give opportunities to those that maybe do not have chances to be in the same room as you. I mean, you've achieved a lot, you've traveled a lot, you've done a lot, you've done what you've done, but still have the heart, the humility, the humbleness. It's unbelievable. And may God bless you. May God bless you abundantly in everything that you do. And I hope this is the first of many chats that we have, not on radio, but away from it, because thank you. Thank you for everything. I think you should close it, and after that we done.
It's really emotional, Reasons being, we go through hell,
Yeah.
We go through so much.
Yeah.
And people don't give us the opportunity to be ourselves, And Lentula, it hurts because people are so judgmental.
Yeah.
To a point whereby they don't understand Guti. We deal with demons. As I told you that, I was depressed, and I'm still going through therapy. And I'm not scared to say it. I don't care who judge me, But at the end of the day, people don't understand that where we come from and where we are now, it's not because I am here because I was given everything in a silver platter, I knew, I think Nkulunkulu took me to a different direction when I wanted to give up in life.
Yeah.
When I was still a professional.
Yeah.
And there were reasons, or there were people that I would think about that if this would happen, then what about them? As much as I'm feeling this way, emotional, that this guy came today and wants to say things to me off air. It's not about me anymore, this thing is bigger than who I am,
Absolutely.
And there will be other people who's gonna feel the shoes of who I am, whether it's my bloodline or someone else who looks up to me, who's gonna be a professional football player, Ksasa. I'm gonna only say continue. We might not do so much while we wanna do so much, but God is watching, and one day everything's gonna make sense. I can say whatever I want to say on radio, and people think that maybe this guy's pompous or he's arrogant, but we get judged because of we telling the truth, and we've even normalized that in our society or community we don't speak the truth. We always sugarcoat things. Man, I don't care if you tell me the truth. If you tell me I'm a bad player or nginkomo, I don't care. As long as I know that I put food on the table for my family. How? As long as it's not illegal. As long as I can put food on the table and appreciate that I'm there as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother, as a friend. For me, it's bigger than who I am. So those people around me, and I call them family or friends. And if they cannot understand the fundamental and important part that I play in their life, then they must think again and think that maybe this guy has done so much for us. But for me, it's all love, it's all respect to anyone in South Africa, and anyone who's given me the love and the support all these years. For me, it's always love and respect.
That's how we close it. Dino Ndlovu, emotional for all of us here in studio at the minute, because we really do have a lot that's going on. And this is what radio is about, just getting that raw emotion and people understanding that it's not easy being who you are, where you come from, what you've done, what you've achieved. But from all of us here at Bogot Radio, myself included, the directors and everybody, Dino Ndlovu, thank you so much for your time. As I said prior, may God really, really continue blessing you and continue being a blessing to others that look up to you and seek opportunities from you. Thank you so, so much.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's that. Dino Ndlovu, a great chat. I think when he retires, his first stop should be here. When he retires, his first stop should be here. We are done. It is 9 minutes after 2 o'clock. What an inspirational chat. We've spoken about everything. This is it. We close it. Thank you so much. We're back again next week.
Get ready for the Big Chat to SK PASHA every Wednesday between 1 and 2 p.m. This is Bogan Fans Radio.